Hi everybody. I wanted to kind of catch everybody up. It's been a while since they heard from me, and my new season 2 series was started. The behind the scenes was just starting to come out, and I kind of wanted to get everybody caught up a little bit on why they hadn't seen me for a while and why I've been working so hard. I'm obviously working on a lot of projects. Excuse the mess. As you can see, I've got papers and notebooks and notes all over the place right now because I'm working on so many projects. I'm very excited. This is what it's like though. I wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit more, to let you kind of know a little bit more with this behind the series about, in a sense, behind the scenes of the Jenna Fox and kind of what goes on. And I know a lot of you have been kind of curious, and I know a lot of you haven't heard from me in a while. And you've been kind of wondering, what does Jen do? Um, well, being in this business, because it really is a business, you can't call it music business anymore. You really kind of call it business music, if you know what I mean, because you have to really know your business. So a typical day for me, and don't get me wrong, I love it to death because this is what I wanted to do all my life again and really get more involved in doing this. It will start out a very early morning, and I'll start out and get cleaned up, spend a little time with my daughter, Mora, meow, right, honey? Um, and then it's off to the notes, returning phone calls, making phone calls, doing research, um, checking email, um, returning email, working on project after project, working on videos, working on music, working on, so it's like all these different things kind of come up. But as you can see, I have this crazy schedule that goes on as well constantly. It gets filled up. So, and with my cognitive memory, I need it all. And sure enough, I mean, I try to be organized, and I use an online calendar setup too as well that makes it a little bit more organized for me. Because I'm a very organized person. It looks a little conbarbled right now because I'm kind of working on like a bunch of different projects right now. So I wanted to kind of share a little bit of that with you. And then of course there's also, when I do have a little bit of a life, when I've got to go and, do doctor's appointments or whatever, So, with all the business courses I think I've had over the years, I think it's really paid off. And just being in the music industry and being in the entertainment industry, it's really helped me fine tune it, I guess is one way to say it. And, I love it because this is what I do, even though it would be great if at some point it got to a point where I could kind of have a better venue or a better setup where someone can be doing more behind the scenes for me. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm just as hard worker on both ends, and I'll do whatever I got to do. But, I'd rather be out there and no, not partying, which a lot of these artists think it's about. And don't get me wrong, you got to have a good time too, but which is very minimal amount of time that I even seem to have anymore. And I blink and I'm like, what happened to the day, But to me, the true excitement is when I get to go perform. And the way that I love being able to do that is let's say I have a show come up, and I go there and we do the sound test, and then I come back and I get cleaned up, and then we come back, and then we do the show, and then we might have a pre-show after, or sometimes maybe earlier that day, we might have an interview at a radio station or a television station or whatnot for part of the tour. And then it's right back on the bus and, flying off to the next event. So that is where I'm excited about being, and some people are not a fan of that. I definitely am, and I live for those times on the road because it helps me write music because as many of us artists, as you're probably well aware, tend to, when you're on one project, you're already working on another one. So when I'm out there, I love it because it really lets me get the time to focus on my music and my work, and it helps me really write it because, I mean, even though I'm here and I can kind of work on it here some, it's great, but just when I'm out there, it's just that much more exciting. That's really, truly where I want to be. I'd hate to be this paper pusher. It comes with the job because you can't afford to pay anybody. You know, you kind of got to do it all, and it's tough. It's a very tough place to be, it's very difficult. But at the same time, challenging, fun, and you know, I got to say that I think with just about any job, if you don't love it, you know, 100%. And I put my heart and soul into everything I do. So, as many of my personal family and friends and many of my fans have come to know that I do that. You know, and working with Kathy doing voice lessons and, you know, constantly doing webinars and just, you know, keeping up on everything. It's just, there's a lot there to it, and I don't want to bog down this video to try to keep it minimal right now. So I just wanted to share with you folks a little bit of the behind the scenes of the Jenna Fox, and for anyone that wanted to enjoy it. So feel free to leave comments, let me know, you know, touch base with me. We always enjoy getting feedback. I always try to do my best to get back to everybody. That is one thing I pride myself on. But sometimes it's difficult, and sometimes people can misunderstand and think either I might have gotten scatterbrained or rude or ignoring, and that is definitely not the case. I don't sit around thinking about, let's see, who can I tick off today? Never, ever, because I know I used to think like that. No, I just find that so much going on. Not that that's saying that I'm taking on too much. You know, I know where my balance is, but I know that all the projects that I'm part of is something I'm passionate about, and I put 110%. Now I put my 200% into it, if that's even possible. But you know, so I truly wanted to have the opportunity and experience to enjoy this moment with you folks, and I know a lot of you have been asking me kind of, you know, what I've been up to, and I'll have to do a separate video for that one to catch everybody up. I try to post once in a while on Facebook and Twitter of some of the updates and things like that and whatnot. There's a lot of projects on the plate right now. A lot of stuff is sort of in discussion. You know, until it's set, that's the thing, is until it's set in stone, I don't talk about it. Because I don't want to, you know, being a business person, just like any project, let's say, you know, you own a business and you've got a new display coming out, you know, you're not going to be going to advertise to your clients, you know, by the way, we might put up this little display when all of a sudden they see it, or they might hear that something's going to come, and then it never comes, and that just lets down your clientele. And I think this is the same thing with the business. So I try not to do that either. There's a lot of speculation about this, that, and the other thing, you know, but I try not to do that. I try to work out all the kinks first. And I'm excited. There's some great shows coming up. You know, later this year, I've got some that I'm hosting and being part of, and co-hosting, and it's going to be very exciting. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting back out there and getting a lot of this done. It's just, this kind of goes down with the business. You end up doing a lot of, when the weather's all nasty like it is, especially today, these are perfect opportunities to be inside and really put together the backbone that's constantly going on. Because, you know, I can't afford PR, I can't afford producer, I can't afford, you know, all the other parts that come into play. Now, eventually, maybe if things are actually a little bit better, that would be awesome. But right now, no. It becomes, I don't like to put, I never let a border or fear come into play when it comes to anything that I'm trying to accomplish. And the only problem is, I always keep running into this, and it keeps coming back to this. And I don't want it to come back to that. The problem is every time that I do find, I come to this like metaphorical wall. When that comes up, is I constantly try to reach out to individuals and say, hey, let's collaborate on this. Let's see what we can do with this project. Let's see what materials we can work with without spending any extra. If you do this, well, I'd be willing to do this for you. Trades. The old classic trades that we had, bartering. What happened to that? And I'm finding that I'm getting really creative. It definitely helps. So there's at least just a little bit of kind of giving you folks the opportunity, a little bit kind of behind the scenes of what's happening with the Jenna Fox. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do doing this. I always love doing my shows and doing what I do and writing the music that I write, and as long as I continue to do it and other folks enjoy doing it and enjoy hearing it and seeing it and being entertained, that's all that matters. And I know I do it because I love it. So, well, thanks so much again. I always appreciate it, and we'll see you guys again soon. Ciao. Love you.